They offered the newborn human baby to their deadliest alien dragon, not knowing it would raise him. The baby cried, small and helpless in the golden basket. The alien priest stood in a perfect circle beneath the obsidian spires of Vareth, chanting with hollow voices. Smoke rose from the sacred coals. Behind them, warriors and nobles watched in uneasy silence, their violet eyes fixed on the ritual grounds. At the heart of the ancient arena, the pit of beasts was the cage. It was made of metal older than the stars, reinforced with psionic chains. Inside it, curled in shadow, was Zarkadal, the most feared living creature on the planet Zerion Prime. An elder dragon, a last survivor of the war beast bred by the ancients. It had scorched armies, crushed cities, devoured fleets. The high priest raised his arms. We offer this child as tribute, O wrath of the void. Take this life and leave ours be. The gates creaked open. The infant's wails echoed as the basket was pushed forward. And then they left. They expected screaming, crunching, smoke and blood. But what followed was silence. Zarkadal did not move at first. It had seen this before, meat wrapped in golden lies, weaklings thrown into its den to appease their fear. But this time, something was different. It approached slowly, claws tapping stone. The child's then hit its nostrils, fresh, warm, unafraid. The baby blinked up at the beast, cooing softly. Zarkadal loomed over the bundle, its head larger than the basket. Flames curled between its teeth. But the child did not scream. Instead, it reached out with tiny fingers and grabbed one of the dragon's whiskers. Zarkadal froze. The link was instantaneous. Something ancient, older than language. Not fear, not hunger, recognition. The beast remembered, centuries ago, when its first brood had nuzzled against its side. Helpless and trusting, it let out a long, trembling breath and curled around the basket. The priests waited a day. Then, too, they returned to collect what they assumed would be ashes. What they found instead shook them to their cores. Zarkadal did not attack. It did not roar. It growled, low and dangerous, when they came too close. Its wings wrapped protectively around the golden basket, and within, the baby slept peacefully, cradled between talons the size of blades. The priests backed away in terror. The beast had not consumed the offering. It had claimed it. Over the years, the legend grew. The nobles called it a curse. The people whispered a divine intervention. But none dared challenge the beast. And so the baby grew among dragons. Zarkadal guarded him fiercely, fed him with food it hunted, warmed him with its breath, and taught him the ancient language of fire and wind. The child, whom Zarkadal named Kale, walked without fear in a lair filled with bones and treasure. His first words were dragon tongue. His first steps were on scales. He learned to speak with the wind, to listen to the stones, to understand the flames. He was not raised as a human. He was raised as dragonkin. By the time Kale turned 16, he was taller than most of his species. Stronger, faster, stranger. His eyes glowed faintly gold. His voice carried weight. He called Zarkadal mother. And Zarkadal called him son of fire. But peace never lasts. The Zerion High Council, watching from afar, decided the boy had become too dangerous. A human raised by a dragon, an abomination, a threat to their power. They sent an army of purge knights to the mountains with psionic cannons and sonic lances. Kale saw the fires from the cliffs. "Stay," Zarkadal growled. "I will end this." But Kale stepped forward, placing a hand on her snout. "No," he said in their shared tongue. "You raised me. Let me protect you this time." And then he leapt from the cliff. The soldiers laughed when they saw him, just a boy in rags. But then he opened his mouth and roared. It was not a human sound. The skies answered. Winds howled. Flames burst from the ground. Stones cracked beneath his feet. Zarkadal took the skies with a shriek that split the heavens, circling above in case her son fell. But Kale didn't fall. He ascended. With bare hands, he disarmed a war mech. With a word, he cracked a sonic barrier. With a scream, he summoned fire that melted steel. The knights broke and ran, and none returned. After that day, none dared challenge him again. Kale became a myth, a fire-born prince, the dragon's heir. And high atop the peaks of Zerion, a monstrous alien dragon lay beside her adopted son, watching him carve runes in stone, hum lullabies in both human and dragon tongue, and speak to fire as if it were kin. He was not meant to survive, but in the heart of a beast, he had found something greater than survival. He had found love,